guys. Ooh, I'm showing that missing nail. I'm just gonna do this hand wave. Hey guys, welcome back to Chocolate Covered Pages. I'm Kiona, and today I'll be giving you my August wrap up and my September TBR. So let's get started. So for the month of August, I only read 2 books, which I know is pretty pitiful. But in my defense, I was hosting 2 buddy reads, so there's that. The first book I finished in August was The Coldest One Ever by Sister Soldier. I hosted a read-along for this over on Bookstagram, and I had so much fun. I got a lot of sign-ups. It was a lot of work, but it was so much fun. We did Zoom meetings every week. We had little challenges. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, so this book, right? This book, I read this book when I was 13 years old. This is considered urban fiction. Kind of like the kickoff to like the huge wave of urban fiction that followed after that. And this is like the OG of urban fiction, basically. And it's about this girl named Winter and how she's basically like a hood princess. Like her father is this drug kingpin, and you know, she grows up in the hood, but she has everything that she needs because obviously her father has a whole bunch of money. But then one day everything goes sour. Like homegirl ends up flat on her ass, and you know, so it's basically everything that happens after that, which first of all, Winter as a character period is just a whole hot ass mess. First of all, so as she tries to navigate the world with no street smarts, basically. I've never met anyone who grew up in the hood that ain't got no street smarts. Apparently, she was super pampered, and all she knew how to do was spend a bunch of money. But seeing her try to get back on top is pretty much what this book is about. So that made for so much discussion, so much fun discussion on this book during the lives. So hopefully I can show you guys some clips. And the other buddy read that I had help hosting, I was hosting this with Penguin Run Bookstagram, and I partnered with them to read A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir, which is the second book in the Ember in the Ashes series. I can't really get too much into this book because this is book number 2. All I have to say about this book number 2 is obviously this is YA fantasy. If you didn't already know, this book is so much fun. If you read the first book is called An Ember in the Ashes. And if you read the first book, it's hard not to immediately pick up this second book. I know this second book is pretty big, but it goes by so fast. It's super fast paced. There's a lot happening. There's characters that you just freaking love. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it other than definitely add this to your list, especially if you're someone that doesn't read a lot of fantasy but you want to get into fantasy. This is a great series to stick your toe in if you want to try out fantasy. So now I'm going to get into books that I want to read in September. I know even though I only read 2 books in August, I still feel like September is going to be a great reading month for me. I'm being very optimistic. There's some really fun readathons that are happening in September, and I couldn't help but get involved. So I'm going to tell you the first readathon I want to participate in is a Bad Bitch-a-thon. Because why would I not? I'm a bad bitch. I need to get involved in all things that are bad bitch. So I am getting involved in this Bad Bitch Readathon, and it is being hosted by Neeks. I'm gonna link her video below. First of all, sis had a whole announcement video, and then sis did a music video for her TBR. Listen, I'm not doing that. This like what, my fifth video? I don't know how to do these music videos just yet. I'm just going to do a regular TBR. But you go over there and you check out her video, cause she's like raising the bar for TBRs. Like, I feel embarrassed that I'm just going to do a regular TBR. But that's all I got. So make sure you check those out, cause those like had me cracking up. So basically the readathon is about bad bitches in literature. So the first prompt is the main character is a bad bitch. Of course, that's easy. So they do everything they can to protect the ones that they love. They love themselves wholly. Sounds like me. That one, I'm actually going to leave a little blank there because I have another video coming up and I think it will fill the prompt for that one. So we'll just leave that. The next prompt is called Frosty Bitch. And this one is about a main character who's cold as ice, but eventually they come around. They only care about themselves, and that's on a good day. So I recently started reading Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This actually comes out October 13th. So this is an adult fantasy novel, and I started reading this last night. Actually, I just started reading it, and I'm already like pulled in. Like, I'm going to devour this book. I already know. First of all, look at this cover. Can we get into this cover? I mean, this cover's fire. I keep reading it and then closing the book so I can look back at the cover because I can't help it. But anyway, there's a character in this book that we follow, one of the characters that we follow, and her name is Zyla. I think that's how you say it. But anyway, she's a frosty ass bitch. I'ma just put that out there. As soon as I was starting to read this, I was like, yeah, this is who I'm gonna pick. So I'm gonna go with this one. The next prompt is Silly Bitch. We all know one, don't we? This bitch stumbles through life. They have all the power and no clue how to use it. They take all the wrong turns until finally they get it together. So Neeks has recommended The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. She actually mentioned that this book could fit pretty much any of the prompts, and I already have to read this book for another book club that I'm in on Bookstagram. So I mean, why not double up, because I'm not a machine over here. So yes, I wanted to definitely grab this one up. It's already tabbed, and N.K. Jemisin is a freaking beast when it comes to fantasy. This is another adult fantasy of hers. I've also read the 5th season, which, I mean, I love that book so much. Like, that is fantasy at its finest, honestly, for real. And I really still have to get to the second book in the series, which I will. But you know what? The thing about N.K. Jemisin books, they require all of your attention. And I'm somebody that reads a lot of books at one time. So it is like, okay, when I decide to pick up that book, I know I have to put everything else down. So I'm excited to get to this one. I started it a little bit and I'm already interested. So the next prompt is a thirsty bitch. And we all know a thirsty bitch. This thirsty bitch owns their sexuality. They are having good sex consensually and safely with their partner or partners, plural, with an S. So, I mean, I would be crazy if I didn't go with my girl Mia Corvair in Dark Dawn by Jay Kristoff. I mean, if you've not picked up the Nevernight series. Like, what the hell are you doing? Seriously. Like, that is just good ass fantasy. It's just so good. It puts just everything that I love in fantasy is in this series. The sex is so good. And Mia has a lot of sex. And she don't care who is with, why she doing it. And she's enjoying it. I'm just saying. I mean, how could you be mad? But anyway, I saved Dark Dawn. Why I can't say this word? Dark Dawn. I saved this because obviously if you're a fan, you know that this shit came out last year. I know it came out last year. I didn't want to read it. I was saving it, okay? I read God's Grave literally a year ago. This is the last book in the series. It's 3 books in the series. And this is book number 3. So this is the last one. And I don't want to, like, give up the series. So, yeah, I've been taking my time. So what? So now it's time for me to read this because I can't even think of someone having a whole bunch of sex and enjoying it without thinking about Mia. So the next readathon I want to get into is the Buzzwordathon that's hosted by Books and Lala and Paola, and I will leave both of their channels linked below. So the Buzzwordathon, if for some reason you don't know, it's when Kayla, Books and Lala, when she picks a word and that word needs to be in the book. This readathon's word this time is night. So I went to all my shelves, right? And I pulled every single book that had night in it. Midnight, whatever. As long as it had night in it, I just pulled them all. So I just want to if you're doing the readathon as well, maybe you're looking for some other options. So let's get into it. So the first one it would be Night in Caracas by Karina Sainz Borgo. The Queen of the Night by Alexander Chee. Midnight Robber by Nalo Hopkinson. At Night by Erica Forensic. Midnight Children by Salman Rushdie. One Night in Georgia by Celeste O. Norfleet. Emma in the Night by Wendy Walker. And I'm going to keep my options fairly open for this one because I don't like a very strict TBR. I'm very much a mood reader, but I know there's a few books that I am kind of leaning towards. I may do 2 or 3 for this one. So I was thinking, in a perfect world, I'd be doing The Queen of the Night by Alexander Chee because I've wanted to read an Alexander Chee book for forever. But you just saw those other books that I want to read for the Bad Bitchathon, and those are all really chunky fantasy books. So I really don't know if I'll be able to pull this one out. Maybe I could get the audiobook. Yes, possibly. If I can get the audiobook for this one, I could probably make this happen. So I'm thinking think like question mark on this one. I'm really thinking this. It would be Night in Caracas because I'm trying to up my translated fiction game. So, and this is not the final cover. I'm gonna put the final cover up here so you can really like see what it looks like because it's actually really pretty. And this is only like 5 hours on audiobook, so I think I could knock this out in like 1 day or so. And another one I'm really leaning towards is Midnight Robber because I've never read a Nalo Hopkinson book, which is kind of embarrassing because she's a black female author and she's killing shit. So this is an option. A strong maybe is Emma in the Night because it's a thriller. I know it's gonna go by fast, and this one's gotten really good reviews. Like when it came out, this is pretty old. This came out like a few years ago. But when it did, it got really good reviews. So I think I might pick this one up. So that's it for the readathons, and I also have some other books for September that I just want to read, definitely for this month, because I gotta get some of these arcs down. This duo right here, that if you watch my book haul part 1, then you would have saw that I got these two little cute little books. So I'm thinking about reading these as well, because they're just so short. Like, why the hell not? I might just knock these out over the week. Lovecraft Country by Matt Ruff. I'd already been reading this from August. This was kind of like my in-between book, in between my read-alongs. So I want to definitely finish this. I think I have like 3 hours left on the audiobook. So I want to definitely finish this. Dear Justice by Neeks. This comes out in October, so I definitely want to get to this month. I loved Dear Martin by Neeks, so I'm really excited to continue this story. I hope it doesn't make me cry like Dear Martin did, but we'll see. And I also want to read And Now She's Gone by Rachel Housel Hall. This book actually comes out at the end of this month. It's a thriller, and it's by a Black female author, which I'm always here for, okay? And this is her new one, and she also sent it to me and signed it. Let's look at this. Look at this. How dope is that? That's so nice. So I have to read this, and it's the reviews for it have been like off the chain. Like, everyone that's read it has loved it. So I definitely want to read this one. I don't know how to make it happen, but I gotta make it happen because I want to read it. Also, I want to read The Aunt Who Wouldn't Die by Shorshindu Mukhopadhyay. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, I want to get to this one this month for sure. I mean, there's no reason not to. It's so tiny. Like, why would I not? And it sounds like it's like short and fun. And again, translated fiction. I'm trying to up my game there. That is like a little hole where I am just failing miserably. So I want to change that. So anyway, that is it for me today for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that you subscribed. If you haven't, do it now. Make sure you like this video, and make sure you hit that bell so you know every time I have a video, you know about it. And make sure you also leave me a comment below and let me know, what are you reading for September? Bye.